will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction.
Right.
For wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth.
Right, these are plagues. So how are we going to get famine? You're going to get famine when this economy collapses. And I always go back to that. I always tell brothers, man, you've got to pray that the Heavenly Father destroy America's economy, man. We have to pray for that, brothers. Because unless the economy collapses, man, the majority of the main prophecies cannot come to pass. Like I said, you cannot implement the microchip on the mark of the beast when everybody's out here eating, man. Why would I take your microchip when I can still eat with these dollars? Think about that. So the economy has to collapse, man. And when this economy collapses, then everything else is just going to work. There's going to be a slippery slope of events that are, prophetic events according to the scriptures. So the economy is the bloodline of a city, of a land. You got to pray for the economy to collapse.
Y'all would disbelieve. I would say Exodus 15:6. For wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. Verse 7. Therefore saith the Lord, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness which they profanely commit. Neither would I suffer them in those things in which neither would I suffer them in those things which they exceedingly commit themselves.
If you only knew.
Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually.
And the souls of the just complain continually. Now, what's that on Revelation? And I saw the souls of them. You got it?
Revelation 20 verse 4. And I saw the thrones, and they sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them.
That's right.
And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahweh Shai,
that's right,
and for the word of the Most High,
right,
and which had not worshipped the beast,
right,
neither his image,
right,
neither had received his mark upon their foreheads or in their hands, and they lived and reigned with Yahweh Shai 1,000 years.
That's right. So those souls is talking about brothers that throughout the ages, and even according to this last age, are gonna lose their. Well, it's not losing your life, but it's giving up your life, to actually gain a crown. So it's not really, we're not going to call it, and we're not supposed to call it losing your life. Because this is not a life. It tells you that, Revelation 12, and they love not, it said 12 and 11, they love not their lives. So this is not living. So normally if you know you're not living, shouldn't really, again, it's not easy, but when you faced with that hour, you should be like, hey man, what the fuck am I going back to? All right? So hold up, you're going to take the mark of the beast, the microchip, and all of a sudden, you think that all of a sudden the world is going to start fucking with you? Hold up, the world wasn't fucking with you before you got the mark of the beast. And you were going into the world, but you think now, no. Trust me, it's not going to happen. All of a sudden, the world ain't always, all of a sudden, Esau ain't all of a sudden go put $30 million in your account because you took the microchip. That's not gonna happen. So we looking at that, like, that's nonsense, Esau. We're not taking your shit, man. We're not taking your mark, okay? You got it?
What the next verse say though? Yeah. Revelation 12, verse 11.
Right.
And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb, and by the word of their testimony, and they loved not their lives unto the death.
That's right, and they love not their lives unto their death. So we don't love our lives, and that's the reason why we're here. Because think about it, Saturday is what? I mean, you talk, if you are living, Saturday is the day to be out there and really, do shit. There's a lot. The marketplaces, most people not working, all types of entertainments, but it's that one day when we out here serving the Lord. Even, and not just Saturday, but throughout the week, we serving the Lord. Putting out videos, studying, right? Because we don't have a life. Our life is in this word. Okay? Why? Because we were dead. We were spiritually dead. So now we are awakened, and we want to remain awakened. Okay? You want to remain awakened. If you don't, you will go back to sleep. The Lord can put you back to sleep.
Mark 8, verse 35.
Right.
For whosoever will save his life shall lose it.
That's right.
But whosoever shall lose his life for my sake and the gospel shall save. The same shall save it.
That's right. So it's about losing this so-called life to actually gain real life. Because brothers, this is all a mirage. This is not real. And I always say, this is not real. It's kind of like The Matrix. The Matrix is one of the most powerful movies ever made. This is a Matrix. Okay, it's not real. When I say Bob's not real spiritually, it's not how it's supposed to be, so therefore it will not last. That's what makes it not real. Because it's not gonna last. So you cannot put your investments, your life. Would you invest in let me ask you something, brothers. Would you invest, let's say you didn't have you had knowledge, prior knowledge, that a bank was getting ready to crash in 2 years. Would you put your money in that bank?
Laugh at the truth.
Would you put your money in a bank and you have prior knowledge? You have what you call inside trading information. That Bank of America is gonna collapse in 6 months. Would you put your money in it? Hell no. So well, guess what? This international, this bank called America, this corporation is getting ready to collapse. So why would you invest your life in here, man? That's a stupid move, man. That's what the Lord is saying now. Put your investment in where moth cannot reach. Who's the moth? All these corrupt politicians, right? They can't put a crown on your head. They want you to be a slave. They want to put a number on you, Social Security and so on and so forth. Right? You're going to fight for this devil. Let me get on Sirach 20, it said 26, when it says one of the things that I hate the most is a man of war that's suffer poverty. Because you're going to fight for this devil over there in the Middle East. And you come back, and they got a thing called the VA, and these devils won't even take care of you, man. You go ahead and you fight these Arabs, these wild ass Arabs, these Ishmaelites, and you come back to America, and America says, thank you for your service. Now, sit right there with a cart box and ask for money. While at the same time, you got motherfuckers like LeBron James and them. All he does is fucking dunk a basketball, and he makes 100 times the amount of money than the man who's protecting his ass from being killed so he can dunk a basketball.
Not only that, not only are they saying fuck the VA, but the money that they could use to help, they use to make more weapons. They're gonna give billions and billions of dollars while you coming home jacked up.
Yeah, man.
I don't give a damn.
GI, man. You get that GI haircut, not even knowing the word GI means galvanized iron, meaning you are property of America, of the military. You're property. Now, when they use you, they will use you, they will abuse you, and they will spit you out. Bring that precept. Sure.
This is Sirach 26 and 28.
Good.
There be two things that grieve my heart.
Good.
And the third maketh me angry.
Right.
A man of war that suffereth poverty.
A man of war that suffereth poverty. That's what the Lord said. When he sees a man of war suffering poverty, that's wrong on all levels. The devil won't even take care of his own soldiers. That's how low Esau is, man. That's how low this motherfucker is, man. Right?
And men of understanding that they are not set by.
Right? Men of understanding and not set by, go ahead.
And one that returneth from righteousness to sin.
Right, and a man who knew the truth and then went right back into the world. Going back to the statement I made earlier, remember? Those clowns was like, we're not offended at that. Why? Because they never knew the Lord. They don't know, they have no clue. But a man who used to be a brother and got a taste of this, and said, nah, man, this ain't worth it. Let me go back to the darkness. Now, that's somebody that will make you angry. But these clowns, nah. Right, that's it.
The Lord prepared such and one for the sword.
Right, for thermonuclear missiles. Because those men enraged the Lord. That's why ultimately you want to pray that the Heavenly Father keeps you in the spirit and that faith, man. Because you don't want to be a traitor, man. The Lord don't deal kindly with traitors. You know what I'm saying? So you want to make sure you finish your mission, man. You finish the work. Okay? Let's go back to second Ezra 15.
Second Ezra 15.
Come on.
The second Ezra 15 and 5. Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. For wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled.
Right.
Therefore, saith the Lord, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness which they profanely commit.
Right, and that's I was at Isaiah 58 and 1. When the Lord said, I will hold my tongue no more, Jacob's actually sitting there waiting for the Lord to speak to him, right? Or send an angel, actual angelic being to come out and say, hey, okay, man, stop doing all, stop going. No. How does the Lord speak? How does he speak? Malachi 2 and 7. Malachi 2 and 7. You get Malachi 2 and 7.
This is the book of Malachi 2 verse 7. For the priest's lips should keep knowledge,
right?
And they should seek the law at his mouth.
They got to seek the Lord at the priest's lips. So the Lord is speaking through the priest's lips, and we are the priests of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. We're the prophets, we're the teachers, we're the real pastors, man. We're the ones that are pushing us prophecy. We're the ones whom the Lord is using. We're the vessels that Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is using to warn the nation of Israel.
This is Wisdom of Solomon 5 and 1. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him and made no account of his labors.
Yeah, that's right. And that's why we standing here bold in the spirit. Why? Because we know we have truth. We know we have truth, so therefore we bold in the spirit. But again, this truth is called, that's why I keep saying, spiritual truth, spiritual facts. The reason why I put spiritual behind it is because these facts did not apply to carnal minds. They will always reject these facts because these facts are spiritual. They can only be proven and accepted in the spirit. Okay?
And indeed, Moses came to you with clear signs.
You got a precept?
Yes.
Yeah, bring it up.
It's Hosea 12 verse 10.
Yet still,
I have also spoken by the prophets, and I have multiplied visions and used similitudes by the ministry of the prophets.
Yeah, that's right. So that's what it is. So the Lord has spoken through the prophets and the similitude, meaning is many times. Through what? The ministry. What's the ministry? The ministry begins with what? What's the first act in the ministry of the Lord? A ministry of a prophet for the Lord. The first act is coming out here. That's where it starts. Before you do the videos at home and you talk to, before all of that, the beginning of the ministry comes out when you step out there in the highways and the edges. That's the primary part of the ministry. Being here doing what we doing. Everything else is secondary. The videos and everything, that's secondary. It's still part of it. Charity, everything. But this is the primary thing. Because Israel would not learn by us just being at home, sitting and chilling. Israel would not learn by us just putting out videos on the internet. Why? Because then Israel's going to think that, well shit, all we got to do is just listen to videos. That's all we got to do. Jake, that's Jake. That's Jaquan. Jake is always trying to find an easy way out. Okay? Be bringing up.
Psalms 116 and 10. I believe, therefore have I spoken.
That's right.
I was greatly afflicted.
That's right. I believe, therefore have I spoken, and I was greatly afflicted. So it's the affliction that Jake doesn't want to deal with. But we have to accept the affliction because guess what? Remember going back to the final supper.
You think that's funny though?
Right? What was passing the table? What's passing the table on the supper during the Passover? The main thing. It's the bread. Right? It's the bread and what? In the final supper, the bread was passed, and then the cup was passed. What is the bread?
Bread is supposed to be the body of the You already been prophesied.
Which is?
It's the word. When guidance came
it's the word. I am the bread of life. It's the word.
That's already been prophesied.
What's the cup?
So it's not even. You can laugh all you want.
Which is what?
I already know. It's already been prophesied.
No, but
you already been prophesied.
That's it. Remember, talking about because remember, right? Because remember the cup. You're talking about the cup, which is the wine. Yeah, it also goes with the doctrine, right? Because the wine is the doctrine. But remember, there's a reason why the word cup is in there. Because Yahushua spoke about he spoke about that cup. Yeah, are you willing to drink up the cup that I'm drinking of? Because with the knowledge comes what? With the doctrine comes affliction.
It's the same thing.
That's the only way. That's why the Lord said what? Endure sound doctrine.
That's why you think that's okay.
Why would you say endurance comes with pain?
That's why you think
why would you say endure sound doctrine? Because with sound doctrines comes pain and affliction. So you have to endure, and that's what? That's the affliction. That's the trials and tribulation. Because what they say, no pain, no gain. That works in the spirit as well as it works in the carnal world. That's ultimate. Without affliction, there is no growth. Without opposition, there's no next level. So you have to have that. That's why Satan is the existence. Satan's existence is to make us better. As crazy as that sounds, right? Because you know he's a low life spiritually, but he was made as the opposition of the adversary to make us greater. Without Satan's existence and him fucking with us, we wouldn't be able to rise up to the level of gods that the Lord wants to set us.
funny, right?
So although we go against him and we cuss him out, which we have to, we
funny.
ultimately understand why he exists.
This is Matthew chapter 20, verse 21. And he said unto her, what wilt thou? She saith unto him, grant that these my two sons may sit, the one on the right hand and the other on the left in the kingdom. But Yahushua answered and said, ye knew not what ye asked, for ye are able to drink of the cup that I shall drink of.
There you go. He said, you don't know what you asking for. Because they wanted the positions. He said, hold up. You don't know. But think about it. Not once in that in that sentence was he speaking about drinking anything. They was talking about position of power. But why did he equate positions of power with drinking of a cup? Because the affliction that comes before you attain the position of power. He's like, do you think you want to deal with that? You don't think, you don't know what you're asking for. When you get the bread, then you get the cup. You get the bread. Let me get that.
You may laugh, you laugh.
The roll,